What's going on, internet citizens? This is Abnormal Truth. Thank you for clicking on the video as always. First of all, in this video, I would like to say I want to hear your abnormal stories. If you want to tell me your abnormal story, email me at theabnormaltruth@gmail.com. And even if you do not appear on the show, I'm still going to read your email. And I know some of you guys have had some really weird stuff happen to them. And sometimes it's nice just to have somebody read what happened to you and not tell anybody else about it. Also, if you want to be anonymous about this, we can do that in any way you want. I can call you by a different name. We can go by just your first name. Whatever you want to do there. I will keep your confidentiality because if I don't, nobody's going to tell me their story. I mean, it's just straight up like that. And so this is a promise to you that I'll never tell anybody who you are. And so let's get started with this one, guys. The curious case of Eli Whitney. I talked about Eli Whitney over a year ago in my first Mandela effect video, and I've been thinking about this for over a year, and I still haven't truly vetted this. So, you know, guys, I don't have all the answers, that is for sure, but I do have a YouTube channel that somebody listening to this video might have a good answer for this. And let me tell you guys where I am at on this particular Mandela effect. When I was in high school, I was taught Eli Whitney was an African American inventor. I think the other one was George Washington Carver. I hope I'm getting that right. Maybe I should have looked that up before I did the video, but you know, life will go on if I'm wrong. But I believe George Washington Carver invented like peanut butter, and so and he's a cool guy in my book because I freaking love peanut butter. Anyway, here's where I'm at on this. All right, I have seen residue evidence of Eli being an African American on another channel's video many moons ago, and I cannot remember who that was, or I would give them credit. But there is residual evidence out there, and what I remember seeing is a newspaper article of some kids celebrating something like Black History Month. And they mentioned Eli Whitney as being a black inventor right there in the newspaper. And if I remember correctly, it was from like 85 or something like that. Okay? So, or maybe in the 90s. I don't really remember. So I have seen residual evidence. I remember Eli Whitney clearly, 100% remember being taught that he was a black inventor. And over a year ago, I was really shocked to find that Eli, when he pulled his picture up, he was a white man. So let me tell you my conundrum here. Most Mandela effects are pretty easy to vet. But this one has given me trouble. I mean, this has been over a year, and I have not made a Eli Whitney Mandela effect one in, and it's a big one to me because I'm so sure that I was taught this. And but anyway, the only rational explanation that I can come up with that still has some pitfalls in it is that Eli Whitney may have just, you know, he had a slave, and maybe his slave made the invention and he just took it over and took it for himself. You know what I mean? And but something doesn't ring right with that either. Then why was I taught Eli Whitney was a black inventor in my history class if Eli was taking the credit for it? So this one's really perplexing. Another thing that kind of bothers me is if this is a Mandela effect, what happened to change Eli's ethnic group? Do you see what I'm saying here? What what kind of timeline change, time travel, alternate dimension? What happens there to make a person change their ethnic race? I mean, I don't know. And that's why I'm asking you guys, do you guys have any good ideas about this? Because I'm stuck. I am leaning towards the side of this being a Mandela effect, but I mean, I'm trying to vet this and I just can't. I've done all the research I can on it as far as the internet, and I have seen some residue evidence, and pretty convincing too. I mean, this was an article. It had a picture of like kids there, and they were celebrating Black History Month, and they mentioned Eli Whitney as being an African American inventor who invented the cotton gin. So very weird, guys. I don't know what to think about this one. I've been sitting on this one for a year, just like I have on the Mandela anatomy changes. Really just kind of in the back of my mind thinking about this for a long time, and I'm stumped. I'll admit it. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. you know, I it doesn't make sense either way I go with it, and it's strange. All I know is that I was really shocked a year ago when I looked up images of old Eli here. But you guys know what I mean about he's celebrated. And if Eli Whitney was a black man and now there's a white man, it's like African Americans have been robbed of one of their inventors, and that's not cool. And so I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys, maybe you can think of doing some kind of research that I can't? Really, all you could do, I guess, is try to find residual evidence. But I was not able to find any historic evidence of Eli Whitney taking an invention from one of his slaves and calling it his own. I haven't come across anything like that. And even if he did that, I don't think I would have been taught in school that he was a black man, because Eli Whitney would have just had the credit all along. I can't find any historical change that made, Eli Whitney the claimer of inventing the cotton gin. I am stumped. I do not know what's going on here. I've even read it enough to know that, he tried to patent it and other people were coming out with cotton gins, and I don't think he made a whole lot of money on it. And he was just tied up in like legalities a lot with it. And which serves him right if he stole this, but again, that doesn't make sense to me either. Let me know what you guys think. That's it. I mean, I just want to know, what do you guys think of this? Especially if you remember being taught that Eli Whitney was a famous African American inventor of the cotton gin. This thing helped crank out a lot of cotton back in the day. It was a very awesome industrial invention, right? So anyway, guys, as always, I will see you soon with another video.